nicer, higher end experience.
Are you?
Yes.
How and when and where?
You know, it's part of my previous life that I try not to talk about so much.
Spill it.
Not ready to spill it, but I'll drop a couple fucking splashes out.
All right.
I was a multi-million-dollar recording artist and
Wow.
producer.
Wow.
And movie director.
When was this?
1947 is when I started.
Where did this take place?
The Philippines. I laid the groundwork for what we know today as K-pop.
Oh.
It was P-pop, but that didn't take off because it was like, this is a typo.
So, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So to make it K-pop, they just erased a little bit of the P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they shipped it over to a different sect.
Mm-hmm. Are we recording right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the Music Period podcast.
I'm Sam.
I am Dave.
And we're back, baby.
Yeah, we've got a good one today.
Yeah.
Yeah. New album.
Yep.
It's hot. Hot in the streets, as they say.
It's Hitler's Greatest Hits Volume 2.
It's pretty solid. Don't judge yet.
It's mostly spoken word.
Yeah.
But
It's got flow, though.
It's energetic.
Yeah, for sure.
It's and the content is
questionable.
But also, if taken out of context.
Okay, well.
Sorry to everyone.
No, we're doing probably the biggest album in the world right now.
Yeah.
Evermore by Taylor Swift.
Tay-Sway.
Tay-Sway, as Sam likes to call her.
T-Swizzle.
Okay. There's a lot of ways you can say it.
Tay-Zonday.
All right. Got any more?
James Taylor Swift.
Not bad.
All right.
Not bad. So, biggest album in the world right now.
Yeah.
She's a massive star.
She's one of the biggest stars in the world right now.
This is her 12th album this year.
I know. Seriously.
What the hell's going on?
So, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with her.
So, you know more.
Yeah.
The way I was looking at it was COVID.
Yeah.
Everybody's trapped in their house.
But you're not wrong.
So what do creators do?
Create.
They create.
Yep. They stay in their lane and they lean heavy on what they know.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the time, given like if they had the availability to do it, a lot of artists would do this.
Right.
But touring, press, all this stuff.
Yeah, when you don't have to tour for
away.
your album and you can get immediately back into the creative process.
Mm-hmm.
No shit.
Yeah. And a lot of artists out there, they're constantly writing anyway, but they have a cycle that they have to be playing that new music live. So that's why it takes so long for another album to come out, because the record label's squeezing as much juice as they can out of that cycle.
Yeah.
But when there's no cycle, the atmosphere changes, the landscape changes a little bit.
Just make.
Yeah.
Just make.
Also, she pretty recently, over the past year, has had a big switch in like management and labels and contracts. And I think we're seeing the product of a lot of pent up aggression and songwriting.
Yeah.
She was on Big Machine label, the biggest indie country label in the history of music.
It's weird that an indie label was called The Big Machine.
I know. It's kind of ironic.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, though. But yeah, she didn't own any of the rights to her masters, and the label got sold and switched hands, and happened a couple of times. And then the person that sold it this last time was somebody that she didn't see eye to eye with on a lot of the practices of the label. So it was already kind of a tumultuous relationship. And then the actual selling of the label itself, apparently there was some shady stuff going on there as well. And she still doesn't own the masters to any of her songs, but she dropped from the label and re-signed with Universal, and Universal gave her the rights to all of her masters.
Going forward.
Right. And that happened mid-year 2019. And since then, we've seen her drop 3 albums. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So you've been writing in the background.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're trying to take advantage of the fact that finally, I mean, that's a long time to not own your own shit.
Yeah, well, how do you go so far being Taylor Swift and not owning your own shit? Like you have leverage. You're Taylor fucking Swift.
Yeah.
How do you not renegotiate?
I think she loved the label that she initially signed with.
Yeah.
To the point where she was a little bit blind to the stuff.
I mean, she's only 31.
Jeez.
She's only 31. So she's just now like.
It's like, I mean, it's another case of like Miley Cyrus. Like, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How much more incredible shit are we going to see come from you?
Well, so you're a Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like, so Taylor Swift started as like.
She was a country.
16-year-old
right.
curly blonde hair country girl.
Right.
And she wrote and sang all of her songs, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then sometime around 6, 7, 8 years ago, 1989 dropped. And she fully transitioned into pop.
Right.
And she wrote pretty much all the tracks with a guy named Max Martin, who I idolize, and then another guy named Jack Antonoff. And that was the beginning of like the Taylor Swift that we know as the modern Taylor Swift.
Right. The fucking pop icon.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, hard enough to change your genre as a musician.
Yeah.
And be successful and good at what you do.
But to turn into what she's turned into is
crazy.
Absolutely insane.
Crazy.
And what I think is absolutely insane is to turn into what she's turned into and then be able to make this record.
Right. How do you...
It's
doing it once is challenging.
Right.
And she did it again.
In the same year.
2 albums this year where we have like indie folk vibes. Acoustic guitars, piano, not a whole lot of full band stuff.
Right.
Little bit of country influence on one track specifically.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, singer-songwriter, back to the roots, stripped version of what she was doing at 16 to 20.
Yeah.
You know?
But grown up.
Yeah.
And... like if this is the Taylor Swift, if this is her now, I am 1,000,000% in.
Yeah, I mean, this could be we could get another 5 years of this and then another lane change.
Yeah, probably.
Or we could just get this forever.
Right.
Or maybe she dies in a car accident.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Or maybe she gets married.
Anything could happen.
She finally settles down with a nice guy.
Is it you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, she's like, I won't work anymore because you have a menial job.
Is that hosting this podcast?
Yeah. She's like, you keep doing what you do because that's the real work.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about the work that other people do.
It's the Lord's work.
You know, it's pretty commendable what we do here.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like we're the pro bono lawyers.
Yeah.
That's on the same level. Or Doctors Without Borders. That's kind of like what we do.
Yeah, we're here for the people.
Yeah.
So I admittedly am not very schooled in her catalog. I mean, I know the songs everybody knows.
Sure.
I was never really in line with like the Shake It Offs and the songs you hear everywhere.
Sure.
Which you'll hear even more now because she doesn't own them, so they'll be sold all over the place.
The label already released a live album, quote unquote.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like Disney buying Star Wars.
Yeah.
We're just gonna make 1 million fan fiction movies now.
Or Disney just re-releasing the same animated, remastered, triple Blu-ray, digital copy.
No, you got to watch for the bluish tint on Yoda's face.
Yep, we color corrected it.
Right.
And we took all of the racial slurs out this time.
Should have been done a long time ago.
But Walt Disney.
You'd think they'd leave him in.
Yeah, well, he's dead, so we can finally do the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, I'm only really familiar, like I said, with 1989 to current, but I was ready for a switch.
Yeah.
Reputation came out in 2017. I didn't love it.
No.
We were getting towards the end.
Is that though like Bad Blood and
Reputation,
those records?
I don't know if Reputation had bad. I don't think it did.
No.
But it was like the black and white. Her hair was like slicked back real tight.
That one.
Yes.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of fire coming from that one for me.
But she wanted it to look like there was.
Yes. Yeah. She was very angsty looking.
Aha.
Yeah. It was almost like a hostage letter.
Okay. All right.
I didn't dig it so much.
No.
And then after that was Lover, and that was the end. marked the end of the pop era. Lover was pretty good. It had a lot of like 1950s influence.
Oh, nice.
Almost in the same vein as that one Meghan Trainor song. Remember that song where she was where it was almost like that Runaround Sue sampled track that not Machine Gun Kelly, G-Eazy did back like 10 years ago or whatever. Okay. That kind of feel.
Yeah.
But I was ready for something new. And boy, did she do something new.
So Folklore was good.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Unexpected.
Yep. This one, Evermore, which is the one we're doing, I don't know, man. This one's hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I'm surprised at first.
Yeah.
You know, it is a good record. I'm surprised you liked it.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, it makes sense because it really does suck you in right from the rip.
Yeah, it definitely did.
First track's Willow, right?
Yep.
And that's a single.
Oh my God.
All day.
Yeah.
That's
for sure. Super catchy. I'm immediately struck by how absolutely beautiful her voice is. It kind of, there's a line where she says she's like back like a 90s trend or something like that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's like her calling card, like these like little weird cheesy lines in the hook.
Yeah.
You know,
which I don't love that.
I don't love that either, but the strength of the song makes up for the one line.
I'm not looking to Taylor Swift to give me like deep, meaningful lyrical content.
No. Even though there are times,
sure,
there's a lot of times on this record where she is telling stories from other people's perspectives, and I think that's kind of cool.
See, I didn't think about it like that because I'm hearing some of the narratives on this album, and I'm going, "This is ridiculous." For you to be talking about like big city dreams and maybe someday I'm gonna make it as a big movie star.
So there's a couple ways you can look at that. I think she's putting herself in other people's perspective, like that country song where she's talking about killing that guy.
Love that.
That's a good song.
Storytelling.
Yeah,
that's storytelling.
And you can also look at it as, even if it is from her perspective, she's sitting at home, she's quarantined, she's in creative mode, she's not regressing, but she's going back.
Yeah,
she's going back in the recesses and with her writing partner and being like, this is it. Maybe it almost kind of feels like that.
Yeah,
because the world around us, is almost like it's crumbling, or it's getting farther and farther away. She's not touring. She's not in the limelight. She's like,
it's a brand new start.
I'm like looking for that again.
Yeah.
So she's like right back in that spot.
It's a whole new landscape to be navigating.
Yeah.
So like in a sense, like I don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna be somebody that listens to somebody's story on a song, and if it means something to them and it's real to them, I'm not gonna say it isn't.
Right.
But on a first pass, that was my first take.
Yeah.
Because I felt like
seriously, you're the biggest superstar in the world. What the hell are you talking about?
It's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah. Like there was one song, "'Tis the Damn Season."
Yeah.
Where that song is basically about like going home.
Right.
And I can picture in one way being like, what the hell, Taylor Swift? You're the biggest superstar in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And what the hell are you talking about? You're parking in between the church and the school,
right.
and you're staying at your parents' house. Okay, sure.
But she's a person.
Yeah, but that mindset of longing for normal.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there are people from her hometown where she has that normal sense with.
Right.
And that was like it's funny because my initial reaction off of that one was, oh, okay, so I'm picturing her in a real life scenario right now where like it's her escape from everything else.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, didn't love that song. Not one of my favorite tracks.
No.
But I didn't hate the narrative on it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I really like the first three. Champagne Problems is good. It's another one of those like you have a kind of a catchy hook thing.
Yeah, her voice gets all deep. She's like, Champagne Problems.
Right. And like you have to come up with like a cool cheeky little name for like your issues, you know? So it's a little fucking detached.
That song starts and immediately went through my brain was Midnight Train to Georgia, and I was like, okay. And then the first line is, you took the night train for a reason. Right. I'm like, oh, I was on it. I had it. I nailed it.
Midnight train going anywhere. This is my version of the Journey single.
But it's good. That's a good song.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I will admit, first pass through, I was like, Champagne Problems.
I had the same thing where I was like, it's fucking a little cheesy, but once again, it's a good record.
Gold Rush is the third song.
Yep.
Billie Eilish went through my head.
Yeah.
A lot of empty space, breathy vocals.
Yep.
There was a couple times on this record where I was like, is she working with Phineas?
Ooh, that would be a cool little mashup.
It would.
If it was 4 years ago. Because we're not doing pop Taylor anymore, okay?
Well,
hey, Chris Stapleton and Taylor Swift.
That would be cool, but honestly, I understand that a lot of Billie Eilish is pop. But there's a lot of parallels between this record and
the
a few
production,
songs on
absolutely.
Billie. Definitely.
Yeah, Empty Space.
Yeah.
And not the song Empty Space or Blank Space by Taylor Swift, which is also a great track.
But I almost think, well, Billie Eilish is hot right now. I'm not saying she consciously is like, I need to do what Billie's doing.
Right.
But there's something there.
Yeah, well, I mean, this form of songwriting, it allows for that space to exist in a different headspace.
Yeah.
So, like, in the way that Billie does it, it's very, the instrumentation, you're looking for a lot of texture. Mm-hmm. You're looking not necessarily for like someone to be playing a piano or a banjo or whatever it is, but you have your like strange instrumentation and the textures that come with it. Backed by the empty space and the hollowness of the track really creates a cool, haunting, echoing kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
And with singer-songwriter stuff, when you strip it down to just the piano, just the guitar, possibly a little bit of like string section in the background, that's just the raw, real version of the songwriting process.
I definitely get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just think there are a couple tracks that Billie's done that are exactly what you're saying.
I agree. And I think the last maybe 4 songs before the last track are where those come into play a lot, because she plays around a little bit with quiet, very quiet, digital percussion. And I hear a lot of that within those last couple of tracks. Yeah, I mean, can we just talk about how good No Body, No Crime is?
It's very good.
It's really good.
I can picture that being on country radio stations.
Yeah.
And driving people nuts after a while.
Yeah.
You know? It's a good one.
Yep.
I was getting shades of that massive Carrie Underwood song.
Yeah. I was thinking of the one that Miranda Lambert had.
Okay. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's a revenge story, but kind of told in like a different way and not really from her perspective.
Yeah.
For most
third
of it.
person kind of, where she's like talking about how her friend has like this theory about somebody killing their wife and fucking all of a sudden the mistress is moving in and sleeping in the same bed, and they're gossiping in the town about like, this guy might have killed somebody.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And she's like, then I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
She's like, I cleaned houses, so at least I know how to clean up a scene and shit. I'm like, damn, holy shit.
Fucking, it's 2020 taste way. You don't have to just clean.
You're so much more.
All right. You give yourself a little credit, you know?
Yeah. Happiness is a song after Nobody No Crime. I just wrote Gorgeous.
Yep.
This is a very pretty song.
Dorothea. I like that one.
Yeah, me too. She's talking about meeting up with like an old friend.
Yeah.
Sounded like.
Humanizing.
Who doesn't do that?
Right.
You know, who doesn't reflect on those times?
Yeah. We have nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. We regress. Revertigo.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coney Island with the National. I really, really was hoping this one was going to be my favorite track just because I love the National.
Right.
And it just fell flat for me.
Think your expectations were too high.
Could have been.
Yeah.
I don't know if necessarily they work together.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe
I think
recorded separately or something.
I think that they're just both good on their own. Yeah. And I think it's very cool that they tried to do it.
It's definitely a weird mashup there.
Yeah, because, I mean, the National's vibe is like he's got a real deep voice.
Yeah.
He almost sings in a monotone, flat, almost like Leonard Cohen or Nick Cave, where he's just got that really baritone, flat voice. Yeah. And she's got so much range. They kind of, I don't know, they pull each other apart a little bit, and it didn't mix very well for me. I don't know, just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't notice all that. I just heard nice song.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I felt. There's just nice song after nice song.
Yeah.
It's not blowing my doors off. It's just, it was very, very easy to listen to.
That's how I felt on my
There's
first.
one skip on the album for me. That's it.
On my first listen to, I really liked all of it. And the fact that I really liked all of it made me want to dive a little bit deeper into the breakdown of it, which I'm not the person that's like, oh, I'm the end all be all. I know all this stuff, but like, I think it's a sign of respect if I listen to it and I go, okay, let me really listen to this thing and analyze it and break it down because it's worthy of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to like another fucking pop album that comes out and I listen to it once and I go, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And then
Ivy's very pretty song.
Yep. I just wrote equal. It could have been there. It could have not been there.
That's towards this. It does start to run together a little bit. Cowboy Like Me. It kind of started to lose me. I was like, it's all running together now.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Long story short,
I just catchy.
That was the beginning of the drum samples that I heard. So that was the turn. That was what was the the element that got a little bit exciting.
Yeah.
But I didn't really hear it flourish and shine. It sounded like they were just kind of playing around with it, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear more of it.
I mean, what is there? 15 tracks on this damn thing?
And dude, both of the albums that she's put out this year are long.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an hour.
Yeah. Flat, an hour flat.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Marjorie, I don't know. When I sat down and I had my notes here, for whatever reason that song hit me. I was like, Jesus. There's not a lot happening. The beat, I didn't notice a lot going on with the music.
Yep.
But I just felt like it was a great showcase for her voice on that song.
Yeah. I feel like she knows how to like take a somewhat flat song or chord progression and really color it up with her singing ability.
Yeah. Can you imagine being that good at something?
She has such a good pop sensibility.
Yeah. Where like if I just started doing this and you could just fill it in with magic.
Right.
It's wild.
Yeah, the hardest part is for me is the melody. Yeah. You know, the other stuff I can color a chord up. I've got tricks to make the music interesting, but to not put too much melody into your line as a singer. Mm-hmm. Like you hear some people where they go fucking up and down the scale and they're really just fucking jerking off on the track.
Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, it's like a little much. It's a little annoying. Yeah. But to add just the right amount of that to showcase your ability, but also play to the audience that just wants to hear a fun pop, catchy vocal line, and to have them be different enough on every track so that it's memorable in their own way. It's challenging.
You think a lot of that comes from working with Max Martin?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think when she switched over and worked on 1989, because that you can tell they put a lot of work into that album because they released a lot of stuff with it.
That was a monster.
It was a huge album. Yeah. And they also put a set of Polaroids inside of it, a big booklet. It was a big deluxe packaging, so you can tell that like they put a lot of effort into it and they really wanted to push it.
Yes.
And I think that her and Jack both probably learned a lot from Max in that session.
Do you have a copy of 1989 sealed?
No.
No.
But I have the Polaroids in a Ziploc bag in my drawer in my kitchen.
He knows exactly where it is.
I love that album.
Yeah.
One of my favorite modern pop albums. Top 10 list.
Nice.
Yeah. It's fucking catchy front to back.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Every single song could have been a single and probably landed in the top 20.
Yeah.
You know.
There were a lot of singles off that record, right? Yeah.
And it was a long fucking record.
Yeah.
I feel like they had to be picky about which ones they wanted to be singles because all of them could have been.
Or they were just like, pick a card, any card.
Right, throw a dart at a fucking wall.
Yeah. Closure, the next song was my skip.
Yeah.
I didn't care about that song.
Yep.
I actually didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Maybe if I went back. I think I might actually go back to this album.
Really?
Yeah.
I've listened to it probably 7 times over the past week.
So I guess that leads us to the next song. I will go back to this song.
Jesus.
Probably a lot.
Well, you love this guy.
I do.
But also you love this song.
I do.
Yeah.
Bon Iver feature. It's bananas.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
When are we getting a new fucking Justin Vernon record?
Dude.
And is he going to have Taylor Swift appear on his?
Nope. Probably not.
He's like, you can come on mine, but you have to play the clavicles.
Yeah. Now, he is just so different. And
he's so good.
We talked about this a little off air, but when he comes in, man, he just changes the song. And he's like, no, I'll do this.
Right.
But we're going to change it like this. It's like an Eminem feature. When he does a feature and he comes into the song, the beat changes.
Yeah.
Bon Iver does that.
How fucking crazy is it that he has that persona where he's on the same level in any genre. When he's featured on a track,
right,
he carries that same presence as a Kanye, as an Eminem,
yeah,
where he goes, I need to be able to have my part be different from yours.
And they're like, yeah, of course.
And it doesn't matter if it's Kanye's album. It doesn't matter if it's Taylor Swift's album. It doesn't it's like, who are you?
Yeah.
How are you so boundaryless in your fucking musical genres?
It's insane.
He stands alone.
And he stands alone in every single way.
Yeah.
Like, look that guy up. He does not look how he sounds.
No.
So
picture this.
wild.
Close your eyes. You're in Los Angeles on Skid Row. It smells like piss. There's a pile of shit. You almost stepped in it. But the pile of shit also has needles in it. And they're covered. You can see the AIDS on it. And you look at it and you go, fucking gross, dude. Ugh, I fucking hate this city. And you look up and you look to your left and there's a guy with a beanie and like 2 jackets. And the outer jacket's ripped.
Yeah.
You can see the stuffing on it. Mm-hmm. And he's got like 1 fingerless glove on and 2 really old brown boots that are like very beat up and gross looking and dirty jeans.
And they're not even matching.
Right. And that's not a homeless guy, actually. That's Bon Iver walking down the street. Yeah. He's like, I'm on my way to record a new album.
I just got done working with Kanye, actually.
He's like, I just took a shit over there, so watch out for that.
Man. I hope that one day we do For Emma, which I think we will.
Yeah.
So I'll save my Bon Iver story, but just...
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, if the world ever gets back to normal, and you see that Bon Iver is in your city, is in your country, is anywhere,
see him.
Go see this man. So his name is Justin Vernon, but his band, moniker, because he doesn't really have a band, is Bon Iver. And Jesus Christ, there's no one else like him.
I want to like talk more about him, but I don't want to take away.
I know
from
we're talking about Taylor Swift. He steals the song.
So Taylor's cool, but Bon Iver,
he steals the song.
And
it's nothing taken away from Taylor Swift because her part is absolutely gorgeous. But he takes over the song. He takes the song with him when he leaves. And he kind of takes the album with him.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, holy shit. Dude. I immediately shared the link to the song with my wife. I was like, you have to hear this song.
It pulls the album back together.
Yeah.
It feels like the last couple pieces of it starts to drift apart.
Yeah.
And then they zip it up together and they fucking ship it on its way.
Yeah.
And it's such a great way to end the album.
Such a good way. Like, if they would have put that song anywhere else, it would have been wasting it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they almost used it.
Still would have been great, but
I feel like now that we're talking about it, they made almost strategical, right? So those other songs before it, they're good.
Yeah.
They're not worth just getting rid of.
Right.
But they needed something to bring it back in.
Yeah.
To make you, because here's the thing is, it's not out of the realm of possibility that those last couple tracks that I didn't love so much are the slow burns that ended up being my favorite tracks.
Very true.
Right? And that last one gives me a reason to go back and listen to it again and again and again and again. Then all of a sudden, I'm appreciating those last tracks.
Right.
Because I'm peeling back the layers of that onion.
For sure.
Could be.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just fucking...
No. I get what you're saying. It's a very nicely... It's just so crazy. It's only been a couple months. And to come out with an album that is this well put together...
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it's great.
It's crazy.
It's absolutely fantastic. And I'm happy that she finally is able to capitalize on her fucking abilities.
God.
Because obviously she's been a rich, famous superstar for a really long time. But it's got to be fucking... It's got to eat you up at night to know that somebody else owns the thing that you created.
That's yeah.
You know,
that's brutal.
Yeah.
And then to make I mean, you're making these beautiful records and now these are yours.
Yeah.
Nobody can take these away from you.
Yep. Yeah, it's great. Mm-hmm. It's poetic justice, baby.
Loved it.
Really loved it.
So where did it bring you?
So, to be honest with you, I'm having a hard time really coming up with where I don't know where this puts me.
Yeah.
You know, I love this person.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're great. This was a little bit of a curveball between this album and the last album.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just gonna come up with something on the fly.
Okay.
All right. So you're hanging out. You're at your local pizzeria, which is also a pool hall. Right. They do open mic nights there. It's a small town. But there's this waitress. Every time you go there, you have your like Thursday night after work. You go there, you get a couple slices, and you have a beer. And there's a waitress there, cute waitress, really nice.
Yeah.
She's not overly flirty with you. She's really pretty. She's probably going to school or something like that. She's on the up and up, trying to make some side money. And she brings you your slice of pizza, and you guys have your normal conversation. And then she goes, "Oh, I'm actually singing tonight. Why don't you check it out?" And you watch her as you eat your pizza that has like twigs and sticks and rocks on it because it's the Folklore, the weird Evermore album. You're in the middle of the woods.
Rocks.
Yep. Sticks. Crust is made out of sticks.
All right. Okay.
And all of a sudden, this like little innocent crush that you have just fucking blows up because you see that this person also has like a passion and is really good at the thing that they create. And that's your server bringing you your stick pizza.
All right. Stick pizza.
Yeah. What about you?
Mine was easy and came to me almost immediately.
Okay.
It's a vanilla milkshake.
Wow.
It's the perfect sweet tooth craving, but it's not too much.
Right.
You know, because it's vanilla and it's fine. Maybe there's not a ton of flavor to it, but boy, the sweet, man.
What's wrong with vanilla? Why you got to put a bunch of other? Why can't you just enjoy the good flavor of vanilla?
It is just the perfect sweet tooth craving.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. I like that. I agree.
Yeah.
I retract the twig statement.
You got a vanilla milkshake too?
I'll get one.
All right.
And hey, that same server is bringing it to me though.
Hey, all right. We got there.
And she's, I'm definitely too nervous to talk to her, so that's fine. She's probably got a cool boyfriend anyway.
Way cooler than me.
She's probably super cool. And she fucking has a motorcycle. Cool hair. Sick jacket.
Like effortlessly cool hair.
All his jeans are fucking, they fit really well.
Even head looks good.
Unfair.
Fuck that guy.
He's cool though. I want to be friends with him. He's really good at pool. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
we got to get another album we hate.
I know. Send us shit.
Yeah, we got a couple more fan ones that we can do.
Yep.
We're probably gonna take next weekend off, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna put together like I do every year, my top lists for the year.
You know what? I'll work on that too.
Okay.
I'll work on that too.
So maybe an episode coming soon. We'll review our top albums for the year.
Let's do first. Well, you and I suck at plans.
Yeah.
But 2021, be on the lookout for our top list.
I bet you it'll come out in 2021.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna chain myself to the date or whatever.
No.
Who knows?
Right. Yeah.
Maybe I do Doctors Without Borders. I'm gone for the year.
We are going to chain ourselves to taking next weekend off.
Yes. So
hope everybody has a great Christmas.
Enjoy your holidays.
Yes.
Eat, drink, be merry. Get married.
Well, actually, you'll hear from us on like later in the week because we've done another album.
Yeah. So
but
I hope
after
your Christmas
that one,
was good. Hope it was a good holiday for you.
Who cares? Just listen or don't. I don't. Whatever.
Write, review, request, submit, email, buy low, sell high, Google it. Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you. Bye.